On the surface, it would seem amazing that I ever became a priest. Although my parents were deeply religious and steadfast in maintaining not only an atmosphere of piety, but the actuality of it as well, my early youth was such that only God could have made me a priest. My father was born in Fulda, a city for which centuries was called the stronghold of the Catholic faith in Germany. Its patron is Saint Boniface, the Apostle of Germany, whose remains are interred under the Baroque cathedral. Mother was born in North Germany in Humling, a district also known for the strength of its faith. Grandfather from mother's side was a doctor, and on father's side of the family there was evidence through many generations of a leaning toward the practice of medicine. Although father was not a physician for humans, his practice of veterinary medicine in a district primarily devoted to agriculture and animals was surely as important to the people as if he had doctored them directly. In 1919, 3 years after I was born, father brought his family back to Fulda from the little town of Ziegenhain in Hessen, where I had been born, while father was in military service on the Western Front. This return to Fulda was the beginning of a bright and mostly happy youth. Father traveled a great deal of the time in pursuit of his profession. His prosperity can be traced over the years in the transportation changes that good fortune and hard work brought about. First, he went on a bicycle, then on a horse-drawn wagon. Next, it was an incredible and noisy motorcycle which announced his coming up and down the mountainside. The last vehicle to carry my father on his rounds was an automobile, aptly designated Wanderer by its manufacturers. It was large enough for all the children. There were now 7 boys, with unhappily no girls. We were eager passengers with father on his excursions into the mountains, where father inspected the flocks of sheep which throve there. As sons of a veterinarian, we were particularly interested in anything that lived and moved. The barns of the farmers my father served were places of rich-smelling mystery, dark but friendly, having many secret corners and out-of-the-way places for boys to hide and amuse themselves. The open fields were our collecting grounds, for we could not resist anything that moved. Remembering his own boyhood, father gave smiling, if secret, approval to our collecting of birds, cats, young dogs, snakes, fish, salamanders, squirrels, and whatever else we could catch, with one exception. We were forbidden to molest or try to catch or even to touch a fawn, for although our deer were so tame that they were almost pets, they were nevertheless wild creatures who could not long survive captivity. We were